Alright, now we're going to create an assembly of the parts. So to do that, we go to iPro, we go to New, and we find Assembly. When that loads, we're going to want to go to the component panel, which is right up here, and select Place, right here. We want to find our pegboard. So there's my pegboard. It shows up on the screen, and I'm going to click Open. Now notice when I place it, if I move my mouse around, it shows a ghost of another one. To get rid of that, we'll press our Escape key on our keyboard. Now I'm going to repeat this for the round peg and square peg. So I'm going to click Place again. This time I'm going to find the round peg. There it is. Click Open. Place it somewhere. And then once again, because of that ghost, press Escape. Now I need to find the square peg, so I'm going to Place. Square peg. It shows up there. Click Open. Place it in somewhere, and then press Escape. I'll click my home view so it's easier to see. Now we can rotate these around a little bit for easier maneuvering. So we'll click on one of them, and up at the top in the position panel we'll click Rotate. Now I can click and rotate it so it faces up, and click somewhere else when you're finished. So rotate, select the piece, rotate it, click somewhere else when you're done. It looks good. We have three things in our model browser. Our model browser is to the left. We have our pegboard, we have our round peg, and we have our square peg. Notice that the pegboard has a little push pin icon by it. That means that it's grounded. I can also right click it, and if I right click, it's going to show that it's grounded. If that's not the case, make sure that the pegboard is grounded and the other two are not. That means that the pegboard will not move, but the other two will move. Now what I'm going to want to do is in the position panel, I want to click Constrain. I want to make sure that I'm choosing Mate, and I'm going to constrain the parts. The circle will just need one constraint, where the cube will need two constraints. So first let's do the circle. I'm going to move my mouse so I can see the middle line of the circle. So I'm going to click it. There it is. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so it's easier for you to see. Now I'm going to find the middle line, which is right here in the hole, and we'll click it. I click Apply. Let me change it to my home view. And as you can see, the piece is in there. It moves up and down, but it stays in there. Let's go ahead and do the other one. So once again, Constrain. Make sure it's Mate. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my view a little bit, because I'm going to select this side right here facing me, and that would be the right side. So now I've got to adjust my view cube because I want it to mate to this side right here. Click Apply. And now those sides are stuck together. Now I do need to do one more side. So let me flip my view around. I'll do this side facing us right now. So see how it's highlighted. Change my view. Zoom in a bit. I want it to mate to this side. Click Apply. Let's see how it turned out. Yep, it works. Excellent. Now I want to save this as Pegboard Toy. So I'm going to go to iPro, Save As, and I'm going to call this Pegboard Toy. So now we've got the pegboard, we've got the two pieces, but we need to add legs. So to add the legs, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have our Pegboard Toy assembly open, and then from that, in the component panel, we'll want to click Create. When I click on Create, I'm making an end, so I'll call this End. Click OK. And then I want to click on the front of my pegboard. So here's the front, I'll click on that. And everything should gray out, which is good. When it's grayed out, I have to go to the Draw panel, which is right here, and I have to go to Project Geometry, which is this one right here. I'll click on it, and I'm going to select the front of my pegboard. So the front is selected, I'll click OK, and it should highlight it in orange, which is good. I'll change to my front view so it's easier to see. And now I'm going to want to draw on a pegboard, or an end, I'm sorry. So use my line tool. I'll start on the line, go straight up, 90-degree angle out, 90 degrees down, 90 degrees back over. Notice that when I get to a point that's lined up with the top, you can see a dotted green line. That's good. So I'll click that and I'll go straight up. As you can see, it's now drawn from edge all the way over to edge. What we're going to have to do next is dimension. So I'm going to dimension the side to the edge, and that is going to be 0.375. Now I'm going to dimension the side to the other side, and this is going to be 0.75. Right, everything's looking good so far. Let's check this one, make sure it's the same. The bottom is not the same, so let's change it to 0.375. And now you can see 0.375 from edge to middle, or from side to edge, 0.375 from side to edge, and then 0.75 from side to side. Everything looks good here, so let's make sure it's tall enough. I'm going to dimension from the top to this edge, and I'll make this 1 inch. And then I'll do top to bottom, and I'll do this one as 4 inches. When you're finished with yours, it should have these measurements: 0.375, 0.375, 0.75, 1, and 4. I'll click Finish Sketch, Extrude. When I click on that end, it's going to pop out, but I want to pop in, so I'm going to change the direction to in. I'll change it from 1 inches to 3 inches. Click OK. Let's go and change the material color too. For this one, we're going to choose green. Now that's all looking good, but it's still grayed out here. We're going to right click, Finish Edit. So far so good. So now we need to save the assembly. So I'm going to go up to iPro, click Save. It says, do you want to save changes to Pegboard Toy and its dependents, which would be end. Say yes to all, OK. So far so good. Now we need to place the other end. So we're going to go to Place. We're going to find End. There's our end. Click Open. We'll stick it over on the side right here. Now when I move my mouse, you'll see that there's another ghost of one, but I can just press my Escape key. It'll take it away. Once again, we're going to have to rotate this, so I'll click on it. I'll click Rotate. And I'll rotate around. Good enough. And once again, we're going to constrain. We'll need to constrain 2 edges. So let's go ahead and do the bottom lip to the bottom of the pegboard. Now you notice it's a little messed up, but that's okay. We'll do one more constraint. Now let's do, let me flip around so I can see it. This one's giving me some troubles. Let me see if I can move it. Okay, we'll try this again. Constrain this edge right in here. Flip around to right here. Now it's constrained both ways, but it still moves left and right. So the final thing we have to do is make it flush. Constrain, choose flush, and do the edge to the edge. Click apply. There we go. We are good to go. Let's save this. Alright, and right now you have a pegboard toy with a round and square peg. Good job. Thanks for watching.